That's really cool, Dylan. I am also ready. Let's go.
You're like a child that goes up to the front of the class to talk about his favorite animes.
Well, I think it's just really nice. I don't think it's nice at all. I think it it tastes on date. Do you think you could beat Reggie up?
No, look at him. Here's my.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Hideo Kojima hot take.
You know, in my head, his ears were at least, they were like in my head. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Low Poly Podcast number 12. Hello, Dylan. How are you,
Josh? I'm great.
Great.
I'm great that we're in a bully Calvin mood today.
Yeah.
Because he's full of beans. He's doing producing stuff, and I hate him for it. Him and his big nose.
I don't have a big nose.
Why do you think he doesn't have a camera, folks?
Yeah.
But I'm great, Josh. I'm ready for another day of recording after recording yesterday.
That's really cool, Dylan. I am also ready. Let's go.
Hell yeah, I'm going to fucking New York in like a couple of days, so we have to get a few in the tank.
You're an Englishman in New York.
Indeed, an Irishman in New York.
Sorry, we're going to have to start this over again.
No, we're not. We're not starting yet. Folks, we have started this fucking podcast, I think, 10 times in a row because Josh started off with the sketchiest jokes I think he's ever said, and we were cry laughing for 10 minutes, and that footage can never go out, or I will be ruined. You'll be ruined. You've soaking that microphone.
Have I?
With pure joy.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I was cry laughing, to be fair. And you say it can never come out, but if you pay
us £3,
you might, but probably won't get to see it.
Yeah, get over to the Patreon. There's extra episodes, some behind the scenes stuff. I've basically made a folder on my hard drive when I'm editing of all the stuff that we say when we're not recording. And I think it's funnier than the podcast.
Is that evidence.txt or whatever?
Calvin's going to twit longer us very shortly.
Years of abuse. He finds out we pay him below the minimum, the living wage.
We don't pay him anything, Josh.
Exactly. So we've recorded, this is the second day in a row, and I can be arsed, but in a much more real sense, I can't be arsed. So what
I
are we talking
love
about?
recording this podcast with my best friend, Josh.
I like recording with you, my good friend, Dylan.
I'll take good. I'll take a 7 out of 10.
It's just been a long old day.
We've gotten used to recording on the weekends,
yeah,
and that's lovely because we go up for a little brunch. Me, you, and Calvin. Calvin has an eggs Benedict.
Calvin,
I love an eggs Benny.
Can we go to Wetherspoons so I can have an eggs Benny?
No. It's the best. Calvin wants to go to Wetherspoons before every podcast so he can get on the carling. Get absolutely steaming on a Sunday, eating eggs Benedict.
We do like a Carlin, don't we, Calvin?
I love a Carlin. Carlin sucks, man. It's fucking colonial drinks, that.
You're the one who's fucking going off to the colonies, mate.
I've
never left England.
You've never?
Yeah, obviously I've left England, you fucking Ringo.
Peace and love.
What are we talking about today, Dylan?
Josh,
yes.
We're talking about people in the video game industry who are dickheads. The people that make the video games.
Oh, yeah, the worst people of all.
Yeah, I really like the people that make video games. We know a couple of people that make video games, and they're all good lads. But we're talking about the big guns.
The big guns.
The real personalities of the video game industry, and we're going to tell them what for.
Yes.
We're going to tell them our honest opinions. Most of them are Japanese, and you know how I feel about the Japanese. Love them or hate them. Make good fucking video games, Josh.
Yeah, you can say what you want about the nation of Japan, but they have cracker taste in video games.
Yeah. Do you, like, it is after World War II when they weren't allowed to use steel. They had to use their little Japanese brains to work with computers. And that's why they had the boost in the 80s.
Can I just stop you really quickly? When I just didn't say anything for like a minute there, I just thought about how auteur sounds like a different word.
What does auteur sound like? Are you thinking of Hideo Kojima's an auteur?
Yeah.
Like so you're saying what you're saying is Hideo Kojima, video game personality, is
an auteur? Borderline.
I'm feeling auteur sick right now. This podcast is a real example of auteurism.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm on the pathway.
Yeah. Can you be a combined author? Are we authors?
Yeah,
or
because
does an
the
author have to be-
Wachowskis, they're auteurs, aren't they?
Authors? No, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Start again.
No, we're not starting again. Roll.
That was the shittest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We're full of monster. We're full of beans. We're going to talk about Hideo Kojima. We're going to talk about Satoru Iwata. We're going to talk about Shigeru Miyamoto. We're going to talk about Don Matrick. We're going to talk about everyone in the video game industry. And I'm going to fight you all. Give me free video games and maybe I won't.
You can get free video games. And it really pisses off some people. More on that later. But sorry, I'm fucking with the wife.
Yeah, can you stop that?
No. Never. Sorry.
Do you like I
Video
feel like,
games? Debatable.
Yeah, they're pretty shit, aren't they?
No.
Why did we make a video game podcast? Video games are
It's where all the
lame.
big bucks are. Where all the road bucks are.
Yeah. Fuck the film industry. Imagine making a film podcast.
Ugh.
Ugh. It's dead. It's dead, brother.
I know.
It's all about Fortnite now.
Hell, yeah. I've never played Fortnite in my life.
No, me neither. I think I've definitely done maybe a round and went, okay.
No, I've never played it.
It is shit, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not shit. It's functional.
No, it's shit.
It's functional and does the job.
I don't like the place that it's got in the world of culture and media now.
Yeah.
Like it's like all the Star Wars characters that appear in it, and the dropping all of the episode 9 stuff for that.
I'm going to be honest, the crossover between Fortnite fans and Star Wars fans, at least the respect I have for people who are really into one or the other is pretty low. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad there's a little thing.
The issue I have-
my autistic nephew really loves Fortnite.
Is he not? We can't call people autistic anymore. They go, oh, Jimmy's not her.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
no, that I can't. I don't think we just have to cut that whole bit. I can't just do that.
We can cut that from when I come in about Fortnite.
I'm the editor. I decide what goes missing.
Yeah, miss me with this entire fucking intro. It's been
That's
terrible.
great. I'm going to keep it all.
Oh, can we start again?
No, we're not starting again.
Please.
We want to talk about the big boys.
The big lads, the auteurs, the visionaries, the reason that we all play games today, possibly.
Yeah. I feel like there is something that is missing now. Because I feel like growing up, you knew the names a little bit more. Where now it's just heads of companies that sack hundreds of people.
I really disagree. Because
really?
I don't care about Reggie, your gay dad, Reggie. I don't care about Doug Bowser or Phil Spencer.
That's what I mean. I don't give a shit about Doug
Phil
Bowser.
Spencer's a musician, isn't he?
He changed. No,
Kill someone.
No, that's Phil Spector, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Phil Spencer is the head of Xbox.
Did he
You
kill
are
someone?
correct.
Which one killed someone? Don't Google it, Calvin. We'll just let the audience decide. Did Phil Spencer kill? It was a woman, wasn't it? He killed a woman. Allegedly.
Phil Spector killed a woman in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
And put her inside an Xbox
He killed
360.
women in every decade. That's
He might have done.
and put him in the Xbox. Yeah, the still beating heart of the last woman he slayed.
And every Connect contains the consciousness of that dead woman.
Nice, cool.
So,
That's just the plot. Of
Shout out
Fear,
to our
isn't it?
family. But yeah, no, I was always aware because Shigeru Miyamoto goated.
He's not an author. He's just a game design guy.
But he's one of the big.
No,
everyone knows his name.
He is. Yeah, he's one. Hideo's one.
See, that's it. The reason that we wanted to talk about this, and I think the reason that you brought it up, is because on Disney Plus, one day planted a documentary featuring Hideo Kojima. For the folks at home who are morons, do you want to explain who Hideo Kojima is?
Hideo Kojima is a man who makes very good games and can allegedly write very well too. That remains to be seen.
I was watching the documentary. It's like an hour long, Disney Plus.
Is it only an hour?
Yeah, it's only an hour.
Okay, what's it?
I only got 45 minutes in, but we'll get to that later.
We should play this game with the audience, right? So I made it 5 minutes in, and it's just very clear. Everyone's going, he's just simply the greatest thing that's ever existed. Just sucking him off cheddar bean with an egg on top, like.
Is that the grapefruit technique? Just doing the SM7B.
I know my stuff. Anyway. I just thought this is going to be crap because I love all of his games pretty much, but I think he is possibly one of the most pretentious men I've ever seen in my
I
life.
think Guillermo del Toro was in the documentary because he did Death Stranding with him.
Yeah.
And I think it was him that called him the first video game auteur. And it is very pretentious to put your name as a Hideo Kojima game on everything that you do. It's cool,
Yeah.
but it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Get over yourself, Kojima.
That's the thing. I can't ever tell because his stories are sometimes amazing, like tales about, two like friends or like a father and child or a mother and child rather, and how like the world can tear them apart and make them enemies and all that stuff. But then there's also a guy who shits himself and isn't that funny. And it's like the tone can rock it about.
Did you play Death Stranding?
I did. I didn't fit. I got to the bit where you could start killing people.
I did the first act and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice meditative experience walking around doing things. I was talking to Calvin earlier about it because he hadn't heard. I really liked what he was going for because the whole documentary is him developing Death Stranding. And it's that he broke away from Konami, the big bad bastards. It's like, I can do what I want now, but even more. And I went, uh-oh. when I heard that Kojima left Konami, however unceremoniously that was, that he couldn't finish Metal Gear Solid 5, which I'm still fuming about, because that game just ends. That game would have been a 10 out of 10 if it got its ending.
Yeah, for sure. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because Kojima is... him and Richard Garriott. I would say Richard Garriott's the first one, but we'll talk about him.
Who the fuck's Richard Garriott?
Richard Garriott made Ultima, which is like one of the first RPGs, one of the first top-down RPGs, one of the first first-person RPGs. The man went to fucking space. He made so much money off games. Like he's pretty fucking wild. But like, I think it's just really nice. I don't think it's nice at all. I think it tastes on date.
Chocolate rain.
Some stay dry and others feel the pain.
Sorry, I got the lyrics wrong.
History quickly crushing through your veins.
Chocolate rain. I was doing that in the office the other week, but like, my voice is a bit fucked up at the minute. But I was doing it perfectly.
Really?
I could be Tay Zonday. I will edit in my home version of Tay Zonday's Chocolate Rain.
You have to do that. I think with how indie games go, and fuck me, my voice is going already. With how indie games are going, you are getting more of the auteur in there, like the levels of like diagnosis that we're seeing right now are at an all-time high. And I think that's amazing because I was saying the other week, like pure vision is what you want. And it's nice to see that it's not just like a game made by a company. That's like, it's quite inspirational, I suppose, isn't it? Especially.
Well, that's it. Hideo Kojima is a good example of that, but it's Hideo Kojima telling hundreds of people what to do. Whereas the lad who made Stardew Valley is just like, I just want to make a fucking sick farming game.
Yeah.
And off he goes into the distance with his millions.
Yeah. I think that's really, really kind of it's a weird thing that there's really only him at the top, isn't it, Kojima? Really, he's the only person with the star power, which he arguably got by sticking his name on absolutely fucking everything. And, you think about it, there's no one really famous apart from game developers. Like writers aren't famous, voice actors are kind of getting that way now, but like...
in the same way that directors are clearly the one with the vision, clearly the one with the film, but like, you don't think of the editor of the Avengers or whatever.
You think of Joss. You think of, you don't think of the crew that makes it, which is wrong in lots of ways.
Yeah.
And it's part of the problem with AAA is that there are hundreds of people and like the vision's super diluted. But there's obviously like the downside, I would say, is that you're completely dependent on his vision. Like I'd say
he's a bastard to work for. Like
I bet.
The same way that like Kubrick would just bully Jack Nicholson on set.
No, he didn't bully Jack Nicholson.
Did he bully the woman?
He bullied the fucking bedhead, didn't he?
What the fuck's her cut name again?
Shirley Bassey, Shirley Temple, Shirley, you can't be serious. I can't remember.
But yeah.
Would you like me to Google it? Or
Can you Google that one?
It up in the background.
But I think Kojima gets a pass because the games he makes are just really fucking good. If he made bad games with those stories, he would be like Deadly Premonition level of like, haha, isn't this funny? Because even at its best, it's still very camp.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall. That's what I meant. Shelley Duvall.
Come on, Shelley.
Shelley.
it's the documentary definitely was a lot of Kojima hole licking, and which is fine. But I propose a question to you, Josh, that made me think this of like how much everyone loves Kojima. Every time Jeff Keighley wheels him out to do things.
The Hannibal Lecter
Look at my
cut.
Japanese friend.
Jeff Keighley desperately trying to prove he's not racist. By hosting the Game Awards just to get his one Japanese mate.
Only adverts and Hideo Kojima talking to a translator for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But do you think, I know you love Metal Gear Solid, and I love Metal Gear Solid, but do you think overall, is Hideo Kojima overrated?
No. I don't think he's made a truly bad game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But does he deserve the pedestal putting on that he currently, because with Death Stranding, when he built his company and went,
this is going to change the game.
I'm going to build a game. I need a publisher. And he went, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And all the publishers went, what?
Yeah. Apart from Sony, who was like, put the money on the table, just come here. And they're like, oh, groundbreaking new thing. And he's like, I'm going to make a walking game.
Do you like Postman Pat?
I do. I really like Death Stranding, to be fair. I liked walking. It's a very vibey game, and like Kojima's got drip. Kojima's got the vibe for sure. I like it. Yeah. Is he overrated? No, because I don't think anyone could do what he does better.
There's only one, isn't there?
There is. Like, this is the thing. This was my other point, is that the auteur, for better or worse, like you are all along for their vision. Yeah. And we can't really be mad that it's not what we want it to be. But I'd rather we had more of them than fewer of them. You know what I mean?
I do feel like, which is weird because it's quite counter to the Japanese culture, but there is a lot more Japanese names that you know. Miyazaki for the Dark Souls stuff. Everyone, even though it's probably all From Software, but everyone knows. Like, everyone shit on Dark Souls 2 by going, Miyazaki's not in that one.
It's a good game, by the way.
I've never played it. I played the first couple hours and went, yeah, this is shit, and turned it off. But I haven't played the Scholars of the First Sin one, which apparently is very good.
It's fine. I think Japan's more willing to take a punt. I think that's probably what it is at the end of the day. Like, America's like, oh, no, our profits, you can't have any of that. Just make another wall-high shooter game. Yeah, and then Japan's like...
Tentacles?
Japan's like...
Wonderful 101.
Of course, you can have a game where you save by having a shit or a wank or something, you know what I mean?
Fair play.
Fair fucking play, and who cares if they don't sell well? This is why, like, you know, you get some of the craziest shit, for better or for worse, is because they're willing to take a punt. Yeah,
it's because I feel like Western companies, you're more likely to know the CEO in charge of the financial decisions, like Andy Wilson or fucking Bobby Kotick, rather than any of the cons that actually build any of the games.
The men and women of the East. It's not like they're inherently more daring or something. It's the exact opposite, I would say.
That's what I mean. That's why it's so weird that there's so many named Japanese directors that we know more.
Yeah.
Like even Shigeru Miyamoto and Satoru Iwata. We all know the boys. Speaking of Satoru Iwata, what a guy he was.
Big pay cut, man. He was coding like Pokemon as a fucking favor, wasn't he? To be fair, he was just hopping in and fixing shit.
I was explaining this to Calvin before. It was just sucking off Iwata's ghost. But
would you consider him an auteur though? I know he's a personality.
No. Like, see that I don't think the Nintendo lads definitely aren't auteurs. I think they're just good leaders. They're definitely personalities rather than auteurs. Because you still know them, and he came on with the bananas and was just dead weird in Japanese in class. But Calvin, I don't want to explain this to you earlier, but I'm going to explain it to you again for the audience's sake.
Go on.
But it was class when the Wii U came out, and
no, it fucking wasn't. No one has ever said that apart from you in the history of time. You know what was good? The Wii U.
Wii U was
fucking
fire,
Nintendo aren't thinking that. They've still got like a 20 fucking billion in a warehouse somewhere. Like, fuck me, what are we gonna do? You know how Calvin, how fucking Pablo Escobar had to bury his money because he had so much of it. That's these fuckers. They're going, fuck, we're running out of space. I hope there's another earthquake soon, so we gotta be fucking just dump it in the cracks. That's the rebuilding project for Japan. They just shove all the leftover Wii U's in there and just pray it sticks.
But when the Wii U came out, and obviously shit, the
world rejoiced,
and the world rejected that piece of plastic.
Yeah.
what usually happens, and we're seeing it quite a lot because you see EA sacked 5% of its entire workforce,
5%.
like 700 people. Yeah, and that there's a new Star Wars game that was going to be like a first-person shooter that Respawn were making. Sack that off.
Well, at least some good came of it.
Exactly. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck their jobs.
700 people lost their jobs, but at least we don't have another Star Wars game to deal with. Fuck me.
But Andy Wilson, the big Australian CEO of EA, took home $20 million.
I need some more fucking. No, that's just American.
No, that's good. That,
no,
you're
not
like
even American. That was Connie.
You're like Carl Urban.
You're right, cunt. I need some more fucking money, mate.
That's pretty
You
good.
fucking dogs. Get rid of fucking 5% of them. Daddy needs his money. You fucking dog cunt. Big Andy Wilson.
Yeah, he stole the life force of 700 people to fund his.
They cried out and were silenced.
He sucked them up.
He converted them to 20 million.
In a giant Australian Hoover.
Yeah, he actually just made a machine that converts human beings into money. And they tested it. It's like they've got everyone in a big fucking conveyor belt. And it was like,
everyone developing the new Star Wars game is like, oh, are we getting a raise today?
There's just a big door. There's just a door that goes. It's just like stray dollar bills. Like, oh, we really are getting a raise. Yeah. Andy.
But Satoru Iwata was a good boy. When the Wii U flopped, he just went, don't worry about it, boys.
Yeah.
Take it off my tab. He just took a big, massive pay cut.
He's going for that. I remember I had a job interview for a sales thing in Manchester once, and it was through a recruiter. It was fucking horrible, the whole process. And the recruiter was really trying to bully me into thinking of a businessman I admire. And I was like, I admire zero businessmen. They're all cunts to a man. Like the good socialist boy that I am. But then, yeah, I knew the story about Iwata. So it was this hyper like capitalist thing where the guy actually wore like the shirt from Wall Street with like the blue shirt with the white collar. He had one of those and the fat ties. And he was talking about how like, oh, there's infinite growth possibilities here. Like it was a pyramid scheme. Absolutely. It was like telesales pyramid scheme. But I had to give up and give a speech about like Iwata, about a businessman I admire. And I said,
lad. You're like a child that goes up to the front of the class to talk about his favorite animes.
Well, I did, yeah. I was like, yeah, I really respect him for doing that. And I think it's obviously a boss's job to look after his
My favorite Japanese man is Eren Yeager.
Yeah. And the guy looked at me, and I've never been binned off an interview so fucking quick in my life. It was genuinely like I blinked and then I was out the door. There was like a dust cloud shaped like me.
Got just sucked up by Andy Wilson's
I got put on the conveyor belt, yeah. But now my lower half is just money somewhere.
What's also good crack about Iwata, I actually sent Calvin some links to some YouTube videos. There's the first one. Do the puppet one first, please, if you don't mind. So this is I think it was the year he died.
Just wait, just pause it really quick.
Can you make that
guys in the comments, leave a comment before this plays whether you think this will be funny or not.
It's more outright. I want you to play the start of it just to see how sound Iwata is, and then I want you to go to the end for a really funny bit. So play this video for me. This is 2015, the E3 Nintendo intro. I think he just
Mr. Iwata? Oh,
when?
Wow.
15.
Yes, we're ready to start filming the Nintendo digital event for E3 2015.
Okay, thank you.
He really looks like he's out of Team America, you know.
To the stage.
Speaks good English, though, to be fair.
The Reggie is next, so I just want to show you Reggie, and then we're going to skip to the end.
I want to watch all of this.
Do you want to, right, let's watch the videos. This is great.
Can we cut it out? I
Are
suppose.
you ready for the digital event?
Digital event.
That's
Nintendo
nice.
62, Nintendo 63,
Calvin
Nintendo
64.
My puppet body is ready.
That's my
Do
gay
you
dad.
remember that message I sent you before about that girl lifting weights? You cut that.
That's a couple of auteurs right there.
I'd love if it was just If it was just Miyamoto sucking his own cock.
Michael Jackson's there like. What year was this?
2015. This is the worst financial year for Nintendo history. But yet they pulled out the stops.
Puppet Miyamoto looks like he sucks his own cock.
And I bet he could.
Why was that puppet like a Muppet puppet, not like a person puppet?
Yeah, that's a Muppet puppet.
That's racist, Calvin. That's just what Japanese people look like. What is this video?
Have you never seen this before?
No. Oh, no.
Final Fantasy 14.
To the audio listener,
Oh yeah, sorry.
get on the YouTube.
They're turning into, it's like Animorphs. Oh, damn. They're going to FD.
This is like a fucking
No, I am.
DeviantArt page.
Yeah, this is getting very Calvin the Hedgehog, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Damn, Star Fox made.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Just listen to this one. Because there's a really famous phrase in the Star Fox series that's quite hard for a Japanese man to say.
Oh,
Oh no.
I mean, it looks great.
Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll. Yeah.
Barrel roll. I can do better than
We're going to have to
that.
cut the
Check
whole
this out.
thing over. Just for that, anyone who didn't catch that because it was a bit quiet, Dylan.
The fucking intern
what
that
happened
made
there,
her want to
Dylan?
say that is getting sacked. Hi, everyone. Just sneaking in here to let you know you should record a podcast too and go to where we go. It's Liverpool Podcast Studios. Go to liverpoolpodcaststudios.com. It's a lovely time. You can have great podcasts, great audio, great friends. Go on over. They treat us well. I love them. Mwah. But yeah, Iwata's a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
They're
to be
all
fair.
all good fellas. There is another video. You should have it on there of has Iwata and Reggie, and I think this is when I really respected Iwata. Have you seen this?
Yeah. This is
Calvin,
where
you
he
haven't
does
seen
the
this, have you?
fighting.
No, I have not seen this.
Like
Like any of these Japanese videos you share, I've not seen any of them.
That's Reggie and Iwata.
That's his gay dad, Calvin.
Is that the gay dad?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Reggie. Go.
I know he's dead, right? But like, I would fuck Iwata up, you know.
Oh, in a street brawl?
But my real question for you is, do you think you could beat Reggie up?
No, look at him.
No.
Big lad.
He would
He
fuck you
definitely
up.
wrestled in high school, didn't he? You know what I mean?
I do think that even though it's a bit daft,
Yeah.
I think to do this as a person in a company, like to be up for this sort of thing is class crack.
That's what these are. Like directors and CEOs. Look at them, cheeky little scamps.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
It's back. The Wii U was fire, lad, like my balls.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, cool. And then now it's an actual. Oh, I don't like that.
big old balls.
But yeah,
Um,
good boys. I really like them.
I want to talk really briefly about the bad side of auteurs and gaming personalities. Do you know who Phil Fish is?
Is that what the fuck does he make?
He made Fez.
Fez, yes.
He's not made anything.
Have you
since.
seen Indie Game the movie? that he's
I've actually
in?
not. Right, but
Really? It's that
so Calvin, the context on Phil Fish is that he made a game that lots of people liked, and then he was making the second game, and some people made fun of him on Twitter, so he deleted the game and then just quit the internet.
Yep.
Because he was
Oh.
that much of a fucking pussy.
Like the Flappy Bird guy.
No, because
No.
the Flappy Bird guy, I think, was just getting kind of overwhelmed with how much money he was making, which seems
And
like
was
an odd
getting
problem to have.
constant death threats just because of how popular his thing was.
Oh, okay.
Phil Fish made a game.
Which people loved.
It was like, hell yeah, Fez is class. And so the documentary, Indie Game, where it goes through Super Meat Boy,
Yeah,
Fez,
they were great lads. I hear. The Team
Edmund,
Meat or
yeah,
whatever.
Team Meat, yeah, good boys. Fez and Braid was already out, but like I think that was
Jonathan Blow, because he did another one, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was in it in the documentary. But I think there's another game in there, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Phil Fish is a little bitch that whole time. Like,
pussy. Yeah, he comes off as a massive cunt, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
And he's like going to like Gamescom and like setting up booths with Fez, and people are playing his game wrong. He's like, no. Give me that controller, you idiot. This is how you solve the puzzle. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
It's amazing. Which I think is it goes back to my earlier point, like whether it's a game maker or a mod maker or like a company CEO. Maybe a company CEO is different, but like I can't be upset at Phil Fish. I can find it hilarious, and we must find it hilarious for being such a fucking bitch, Philip. You fucking punk. But the other one I had, you heard of, I can't remember I think it's Yandere Simulator.
No.
Now the lore
sounds like a Dylan game.
The lore on this is deep, and I don't know all of it. It's like Christian levels of deep. But a guy was like, let's make a game where you play as a yandere, which, if I'm right, is the type of girl in Japan who is so obsessed with you she kills other girls.
Is that what that is?
I think so. Yeah, is that what that is? You fucking. Is that? What's the gay one? Is it Yaoi?
Yaoi.
Yeah, you fucking got that one.
It's the boy love one.
Yeah.
So Tsundere is the she's angry. Like Katie's a tsundere.
No, isn't tsundere that she's like, oh, I don't even care. Anyway, this doesn't matter. But he was like, let's make a game where it's like Hitman, but with you kill off your rivals for the most popular boy in school. Ooh. Yeah, it's a good concept for a game.
Great.
It's a great concept for the game, and lots of other people thought so. So he was like, I'm a solo dev, but he got fucking funded up the wazoo. So we used to stream him making games, and he was really bad at it. Like, because he's never made a game before. Yeah. So his game was just like bloated and horrible and stuff. And then he's just gone completely off the rails. And that's the sad part, isn't it? Is that
when was this?
Oh, it's still ongoing.
Oh, it's good. We can see the mess now.
Yeah, honestly, like if you go to like YouTube, there are documentaries on this guy as well. But it makes me think, because it's interesting that like there are a lot of games on my wish list that I think are probably never going to get released, or at least never released in the way that I want them to be, and they're solo dev projects or they're small teams with a really strong vision. And I think that's I don't know if it's obviously a bad thing when a good game doesn't get made, but it's something that I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest, because I want Phil Fez to make Fish 2 or whatever. I want Fish Phil to make 2 Fez, but he won't, because he's such a fucking
that's the issue when you have no one to answer to.
Yeah,
that's why companies exist, and that's why I'm not a business owner.
That's a great point.
And it's great.
I think that actually might be it. Is it like auteurs are like rare and precious creatures, aren't they? But they are wild animals at the end of the day, and you can't keep them in a cage. You can only just keep them in like a big field, a corral. You can try and get them to go the way you want, but ultimately you never are.
I wonder what it's like to be a solo dev and to have it absolutely blow up. Like, I always think of fucking Toby Fox, Undertale.
Yeah.
So Toby Fox made Undertale. I'm not sure if you're aware, Calvin. Massive success. It was made in RPG Maker, which is like a bit of software that just it's basically designed to make really basic RPGs, and it's I've never used it. I don't know if you have. No, it's if you like Final Fantasy and you want to fanny around and do things, he made this whole Earthbound type game called Undertale.
I have heard of Undertale.
Yeah, it's huge game.
One dude, he did all the music, all the bits. And you can he's a unbelievable composer. I think the music's my favorite part of Undertale.
The music for me is definitely a highlight. It's a rare case. It's him and the guy who made Stardew Valley for me.
Yeah.
Of just like, I'm definitely missing some, but of just like insanely talented people.
That like anyone that's doing actually everything themselves. I think he got like one other person to do some art assets, and that's it. But everything else is himself, from the programming to the story to the music to all 99% of the art. And basically put it on like Kickstarter to be like, hey, I'm making this to the game because I like Earthbound, and just got millions and millions and millions of dollars. And thankfully, didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Didn't fumble.
The bags is still firmly in his grasp.
Do you know he composed the music for the most recent Pokemon game?
Didn't he only do a couple of tunes?
Is that
I
what
think he
it
did
is?
a gym or something like that. He didn't do all of it. But
Am I incorrect?
it's a weird one, really, because I don't know if people really get up in arms about auteurs or gaming personalities. They must do. Like Cliffy B and stuff, just being a little punk. Again, I will fight you on sight. But I don't know. I don't know what we think. I feel like we should have more, that we don't have more. Would games be better if everyone had a really, if it was like directors, or I guess football managers is maybe a better one. Like, Calvin's not pricked up. No, he's just finished yawning. I'm sorry, Calvin. Did you have something to say? Are we boring you? Yes. I guess it's like football managers, because they all have their idea of a team, of what they want to happen. They all have like their own backroom staff and stuff, but like it's ultimately dependent on the owners backing them, isn't it? Right?
But that's what's happened over the last 10, 20 years in football. And I imagine there's probably something similar where like there aren't that many football managers that have like distinct styles that go against the grain, because the financial pressure of not getting relegated or selling enough games is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
But every industry's that now. Everything's that now. Everything's a little bit more shit.
We need more Brian Cloughs, though. We need more alcoholic men in green jumpers.
Yeah.
Doing something magic. And I guess that's it, isn't it? Like if you like an auteur, you might get lucky. You might get a Kojima. You might get someone who never really makes a bad game, even if he makes weird games. But for like the high highs, you must get the Brian Cloughs. For the 2 European trophies, you also get relegated, and him dying an early death due to liver cirrhosis. Like,
here's my
that's a beautiful thing.
Hideo Kojima hot take. I feel like the restraints put on him by Konami probably made him put out better work.
I think it's a hard one, that one, because I think it could be that, but it could also be the fact that they said, we're going to keep making Metal Gear with or without you. And so he was just like, because he wanted to end it at 2, didn't he? And he got to 5. Yeah, he wanted 2 to be the last one that he worked on.
I did not know that at all.
And then
really?
he made 3 because I think he felt like he could tie the story up by doing a prequel. And then he was like, I'm fucking ending it at 4. Snake dies. Spoilers. He dies at the end of 4. Big Boss dies. Zero dies. Fucking Ocelot dies. No one you like. It's only Otacon is left, and nobody likes Otacon. And then they made him do 5, or he again, like the same. They probably pitched. I have a theory that they probably pitched Metal Gear Survive to him in some form or fashion. He was like, "Fuck this, I'm not letting you do that." Made 5, saw his ass and went. But even like Revengeance, like another team was doing that before Platinum. He saw it and he was like, "Fuck off with this," and just gave it to an actual good team. But I think
people love Revengeance.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It is a really, really good game. But like at the same time, I think you're probably right in a bad way.
Yeah, it's the same way that Quentin Tarantino needs an editor. So, some of his films are fucking too.
Which ones?
Inglourious Bastards.
I really like Inglourious Bastards.
If Inglourious Bastards was half an hour less,
no, he's just gonna say it's half an hour. I really like
disagree.
Inglourious Bastards. I'm with Calvin on this one.
Inglourious Bastards.
Same with Hateful Eight. I think Hateful Eight is
fire.
I fell asleep during that one.
It's just it's because in Inglourious Bastard, you have explosions. I was going to say blow-ups.
Absolutely
blow-ups and head strippings. But like in Hateful Eight, they're just sitting in a room until Kurt Russell vomits blood.
I preferred Hateful Eight to Inglourious Bastards. I think
that's a hard one for me.
I did want to talk because I know I was saying a little bit before about now we only really think of like the CEOs as the heads, and like Big Philly Spencer's is doing God's work for Xbox after proud Don Matrick comes in with a Kinect, trying to change the world.
So with my limited video game knowledge in terms of like figureheads and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, you know, with Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
The PS2 one.
The bad one.
The bad one.
Yeah.
The bad one had
EA. Yeah.
most downvoted comment on Reddit of all time.
Yes.
EA. Is there a person is there a figurehead for games like that are that like AAA EA stuff? You don't see a personality attached to like FIFA.
It's Bobby Kotick, isn't it?
No, that's Activision. It's Hoover sucking Andy Wilson.
Oh, is it?
He's EA.
See, I don't know who that is, Carvin. So I think for a point of bigness, of size, as it were.
It's a board of people that are it's stockholders. It's people that are going, well, we need loads of money, and then they went, why don't you just make Ultimate Team but for Star Wars? And that's when they do all the shit, because Ultimate Team I think makes up 30% of all of EA's profits.
Yeah,
one aspect of a singular football game is
worst bit.
If that collapsed, that company is fucked.
Yeah,
so they're trying to make little whale things, and that's why Battlefront got fucked up, because people love Star Wars.
I kind of get.
I get it.
Yeah, I kind of get it, because they did it with football, which is obviously the biggest game in the world, and they did it with Star Wars, which for some reason people seem to like. But yeah, I think it feels like with those things, Calvin, is it like there's like a company that gets bolted on top of a game studio. You know what I mean? Like it's like a claw in a fucking game. It just comes over and just goes, "You're mine now. You're mine."
We have acquired the rights for this.
Yeah,
because there's like, again, limited experience, but I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars video games, and all of that EA time when they let go of the license, when they lost the license for that, it was amazing. Disappointed now, obviously, that whatever that one's been cancelled. Was that another EA one?
It's Respawn were doing that. The lads that made Apex and Titanfall.
And a Respawn. Who are Respawn?
Do you know Apex Legends?
Yes.
Them.
Right. Okay.
That probably would have been pretty good.
It probably would have been that good.
I think there's one more person I want to talk about.
I did have a very quick thing about Don Matrick, because I keep mentioning him. Because the Kinect was his little brainchild. I mean, he was the CEO, so he just made
gave birth to Milo.
But we haven't talked about Peter Molyneux.
Okay,
right.
Cut that.
Okay, cool. No, let me talk about Big Dom, because in my research, I did find out something a bit fucking mental.
Yeah.
So we give Big Dom shtick because he ruined the Xbox brand.
Yeah.
By when the Xbox One came out, went, no, you can't buy pre-owned games.
Yeah.
Because we want your money.
Yeah.
You want to be.
He was very upfront, to be fair to him, about that.
Do you ever see that interview where it's Jeff Keighley talking to him, and I think he says something like, "What about people who don't have internet?" And I mean, this is like 2013, I want to say.
Something like that.
So internet infrastructure isn't what it is today.
Yeah.
And Don Matrick says, well, we as a company have actually made a product for people with internet. It's called the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I have to respect it, to be fair. Like, man just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I don't care about games. You will buy it or you won't. You know what I mean?
Do you know how much the Kinect sold?
Probably tons, because they bundled it in, didn't they?
No. The Xbox 360 Kinect.
Oh, no.
It sold 8 million in 60 days.
Holy shit.
Exhibit A, it was me. But the marketing totally worked, like, because of Milo and because of Peter Molyneux and because of Don Matrick being like, this is the future.
Yeah.
iToy, but long.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't realize it was that bad, because I didn't buy it. I also couldn't afford it.
It was a massive success. So that's why when the Xbox One came out, they're like, well, of course everybody wants a Kinect bundled into the system.
Yeah.
So many people bought it. And then it's like, no, because you lied about what the Kinect was.
But the weird thing is, isn't it, like, Kinect is good for lots of other things. It's just not very good for games.
I used it as is this embarrassing? It might be. I didn't own a webcam. And this is in the days where if you wanted the instant message, you had to go to your computer.
Yeah.
But the Xbox 360 had MSN built into the chat.
Really?
Do you not never use? I got really good at using an Xbox 360 and a digital QWERTY, and I would just type. And rather than using the family Irish computer to talk to girls, I would go on the MSN. That was hard.
You chat girls up on Xbox MSN.
Me flat out fucking doing combos.
Somewhere
you up, girl.
Somewhere in like your Xbox profile, there's like logs of those chats somewhere. Can someone get on that?
But you could use the Kinect as a webcam. That was the first time.
Is Kinect seeing your penis in like in an intentional way? Because I know already that you're not covering that when you're getting changed, but. Did you whip? I mean, did you get the cock out? Like, was it hard?
Was always on my cabinet, looking out.
I know
surveying.
It's definitely seen every part of you and scans you. Yeah. Like your frame is on a database somewhere. Short round Irish male, number 3 billion. You're like an NPC. You're like a pre-built rig for an NPC in Unity. But did you ever, be honest now, did you ever whip the cock out hard
playing
in front of
Fighters
Connect.
Uncaged.
No. When you were talking to someone on MSN.
Are you asking me if I basically got naked for someone over MSN?
Yeah.
Yes. I was thinking of all the funny things I could go down, but like I probably whipped it out for Don.
Shout out to Dylan's family.
Hey, at least he didn't do it on the computer.
Exactly. I was in my own confines.
But I want to talk about Peter Molyneux because he's one of my favorites because one of the things like about or personalities no one says.
Just before you continue, while Josh is talking about Peter Molyneux, can you Google Connect Milo? And we will
this video.
We have to see a little bit of this. I haven't seen this
It's
in
like
years.
20 minutes long.
No way. There'll be a short one. Like you continue.
One of the things that I like about these personalities is that they all have like a unique personality. They're clearly not whatever your guys are, your besties who like grind people up for money and stuff. Like you can tell that they're people. And like people, sometimes you have a friend who stretches the truth a little bit or steals from your house, and you go, I've known him for a long time. You know what I mean?
Like,
that's just
him.
I'd nearly name someone then, but that's just him. But Peter Molyneux for me is one of those. He's such a cheeky little scamp, isn't he? If he had hair, I don't think I'd like him as much. But it's like the world made him bald, so he had to.
He's lost his follicles. I'll buy Fable.
But you know Peter Molyneux, don't you, Calvin? But
yes.
I really love him because he just. I can never tell if he knows what he's doing or if he just gets excited. Because I know both that he knew Milo didn't work, but also that he had to have a handler follow him around not for that reason, just because if a journalist cornered him and asked him about one of his games, he would either tell them a feature or like just invent a new feature to try and drum up hype and then try and make it work afterwards.
Do you think Peter Molyneux is like a Boris Johnson situation where he's like this clear idiot but with evil intentions and is like
there's a charisma to him. No, I don't think
he's not. I don't think he's a sinister presence.
Yeah,
I just think he's incompetent.
Yeah, he's not like. I'm not going to talk about Boris because you got on my case talking about the economy. But what's it called? It is. No, I'm not. Anyway, with Peter, I don't think it's ever been that malicious. But I know he has a history of lying. He is a pathological liar.
Famous liar.
He is a famous liar that you could caption. You could caption famous liar Peter Molyneux in an interview and he wouldn't be able to sue you.
This video is called Project Milo, the biggest lie Microsoft ever told. No, it's Peter. Peter did this.
Peter, and that's the thing he's lied about literally every game. There was Fable where he lied about all the features, and 2 and 3. He lied about Milo. He lied about Goddess, which is like a game that he invented where there was a contest, I think, where someone could be like, it was like a god game, but it was like, there was a contest to see who would be the head god or competition.
Is that like Black and White?
Kind of. Yeah, okay. I think so. But then he also invented a game which is like, it's just a big cube and you have to pay money to mine it or something.
Touch my cube.
But he wants people to touch his cube. And as far as I can tell, someone actually won the prize, got promised the fucking heaven and earth, and just never did it, including the cash prize as well, and they just never paid it.
Peter Molyneux, famous child disappointer. Right, Calvin Gump. I don't know which one of these videos, but play the shortest of these Milo videos.
Have you done your homework?
So, if for those of you who don't know, it's 2009. Little Dylan Lynch is really excited for the Xbox Connect.
You know, in my head, his ears were at least, they were like, in my head, his ears were like that.
Like Pinocchio, but for ears.
Every time.
I haven't imagined what we're able to do today. We've been experimenting with something here. I'd like you to meet a boy called Milo. He's a character that can recognize us. He can recognize our faces. He can recognize our voices. He can recognize emotions in us.
So this sold me on the future.
She's going to
I was so excited.
This is like AI before AI.
You okay? Actually, I'm a bit nervous.
So this was all, obviously this is nuts, but they did it on stage and that was all fake as well, wasn't it?
This. Thousands of people.
Here we're seeing Claire being recognized. And the emotion in Claire's voice being recognized. And that emotion reflecting
that to
in
work
Milo's
now?
face.
Yeah.
In that same
Those
capacity.
are
you
all
couldn't.
big
That's why
signs
everyone
of
was
the first
excited
So
in
listen, I
2009.
don't think
Shitting
today you should let me
themselves.
beat you at football again. That is if you finished your homework.
He hasn't finished his
You have
homework.
finished your school
I
project.
fucking knew it. Get back into the fucking
happened
room,
there?
Milo, you little punk.
Is that Claire knew Milo so well, she knew when he was worried about something.
The way that he
Head was
speaks as well,
down.
like it's like
Wasn't
it's the
looking at the camera
simplest
so
thing in the
much.
world,
It's
isn't
like
it?
he's Milo.
Meeting
Peter
He's not
Molyneux
done
has
his
done
homework.
Why don't I help you with yours? Then yours will be brilliant.
Why? Can we just quickly say, in what world is it fun to help an artificial child do their
This
homework?
otter child.
do okay this time. I think that's
Push
a
him
good
into the
idea.
pond, Claire.
Yeah, exactly.
Lift off. Ooh.
Why are you
Claire,
cared?
come
She's
on.
not real, Claire. He's not
But
real.
what would happen though if Milo had a really bad accident?
Like he split his head open.
Let's get
You have
started
to
then.
save him.
He just turned the console off.
He's like,
Claire, don't leave me.
Why aren't you helping,
He
Claire?
was just leaning over. Just,
Okay.
it's time to sleep, Milo.
Claire has
Should've
been
done your
thrown a
homework,
pair
you
of
little
goggles.
fucking
Notice what she
cunt.
did. This wasn't acted. She felt the need to reach down for those goggles. Now, every single person that has experienced this reaches down.
What the
Because
fuck?
they feel so connected to...
It feels like, you know,
Milo's
when you
work.
like watch
Cool.
like serial killers,
what are we doing?
like describing things.
I have to stand
You've
at the
clearly
edge?
lost their mind.
Whoa, fish. Don't have those in the real world.
They moved.
Put your hands in.
Yeah, fish move in real life too, Calvin.
No, but should have.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
This is what
Cheeks out, man.
sold you, Dylan.
What?
No, but
You
you just
watched
think
this.
of the technology at the time, and
Yeah.
it seemed like such a leap
There
forward,
Claire
Calvin,
is.
that even something
In
as
Milo.
shit and lame as this was like I talked about it when the peripherals thing, where it's like someone knowing your name, you know, like even now that's obviously to the point now where a game feasibly you could type in a name and it would figure it out and be able to say it. But the idea of that in 2009 was such a fucking crazy thing that we wanted to believe this man. And that's the thing with Peter Molyneux that makes him such a scamp, is that he comes in and promises people exactly what they want. Like he knows what gamers want. And instead of making a version of that, he just says, we already have it. You know what I mean? This exists and you can have it when you buy our game, and just doesn't think. He knows, like at this point, it's like a shame on me, shame on you situation.
Yeah,
the
fool me
first
once.
time, shame on him. But if you keep falling for it, which you did.
I did. Well, but see, I like the Fable games.
Yeah.
See, at this 2009, this isn't. I think this was the final straw for Peter
Peter
Molyneux.
Molyneux.
Like,
Yeah.
because everyone went, well, because this never came out, Calvin. By the way, this doesn't exist.
Yeah,
That's-
it never existed really. Like there was a demo of it that didn't work.
Yeah.
I think that, you know what I mean. And instead of going, maybe the technology isn't there yet, they just released it anyway.
Yeah, they just keep knuckling down and be like, no, Milo is real.
Yeah, somewhere he's trapped.
Peter Molyneux wakes up in the middle of the night with visions of Milo in the corner of his
It's
room.
trapped in Phil Spector, and the consciousness of that woman and Milo are going to merge together.
They live in all. Yeah, the consciousness of Milo is in all those Xbox One
Just think-
Connects that nobody bought.
And when we sell the Xbox wheelchair to them, and they all link up, now they're mobile.
Milo's back, baby.
Milo's back. He's coming for you.
And with that, folks, Milo's back, baby. Name of the podcast?
What?
Name of the podcast? Milo's back, baby.
Milo's back, baby. Yeah. No, and there's about, yeah, we'll go with that. Cut me out. Good night, everybody.